Imagine this, it's 2 a.m. and you're standing alone on a deserted road leading to a crematorium. The path is shrouded in fog, and you can't see a soul for miles. Suddenly, you see a bus coming towards you. You have to get on this bus because it's the only vehicle on this road, and it's the last bus to your home. Anyone else would definitely get on, right? But how would you feel knowing that this bus, which is supposed to take you home, will actually take you somewhere else entirely? A place that will send shivers down your spine. Once you reach there, you'll experience things you can't even imagine. You've probably imagined all these things, right? But a passenger in China actually experienced this firsthand. Guys, many times in life, you have to trust your instincts and pay close attention. Because sometimes your decisions can put your life in grave danger, and other times they can save you. And why am I saying all this? You'll find out at the end of this video. And it's very important because today's story is so terrifying, so horrifying that when you hear it, you'll wonder what you would have done if you were in that situation. This story is about a bus and its passengers. And guys, let me tell you up front, becoming a passenger on that bus is like embracing death. In fact, there's a mystery hidden in this story that no one in the world has been able to solve. It's the biggest mysterious horror story on this planet. Before we start this video, subscribe to this channel for more horror, mystery, and historical videos. Now, let's begin the story. So as I said, this story is from China. And guys, there's a bus route in China numbered 375 that travels from Yuanming Yuan to Fragrant Hills. And the distance between these two places the distance isn't much, it's hardly 16 km. And guys, it was just like any normal bus that usually takes people to their homes. But this bus was for night shift workers. And guys, on the night of November 14th, 1995, this bus was running on its usual route. And at one point, the bus saw some passengers standing there. They called out and stopped the bus. The place was called Summer Palace. There were about 4 people standing there, a couple, an old woman, and a young man of about 22 years old. They got on the bus. When they got on, they noticed that there were only 2 people inside the bus before they got on: the bus driver and the conductor. The couple took the seat behind the driver. The old woman and the young man took opposite seats. And guys, it was already past 2 a.m. at that time. This was going to be the last ride of this bus, meaning it was confirmed that after this ride, the bus would go to the depot and park. There was so much fog on the road, so much fog that even with the bus lights on, the driver couldn't see anything ahead. The visibility was zero, and there was a high chance of an accident. So the bus driver suggested to everyone, asked for their advice, whether they should continue on this route or take a different route. The conductor, the old woman, and the young man agreed that they should take a different route because anything could happen there. But the couple sitting behind the bus driver completely disagreed. They said, no, we should just continue on this route. It's only a minute or two, we'll walk to our house. Please drop us off at this turn, guys. This was the final turn of this route. After the next turn, the bus driver was going to drop off all the passengers and take them home. But the couple got off there. Now there were only 4 people left on the bus. It was a dark night. There was complete silence on the road. It was like a jungle road. No one was visible around. And it was so quiet that you couldn't hear anything except the bus engine. It was completely silent, pin drop silent. Nobody knew each other on the bus, so of course they couldn't talk to each other. The only option they had was to sit by the window of the bus in the dark night and enjoy the outside view. Enjoy the cold wind. The old woman was trying to pass the time doing all this. And at that very moment, the bus driver slammed on the brakes. The young man was immediately shocked and asked the bus driver what was going on. How could he stop the bus in such a deserted place in the middle of the night? Can't you see how cold it is here?" The bus driver turned around and said, "Look carefully, there are 3 people standing in the middle of the road. They've signaled for the bus to stop while the bus driver and the young man were talking. The 3 people got on the bus." And seeing those 3, everyone on the bus was terrified and shocked. What was all this? There was nothing wrong with the 3 of them physically, but they were wearing clothes from the time of kings and queens. And it seemed like they were very dirty clothes. It looked like either they had come from the mud or they hadn't washed these clothes for years. And another weird thing was that the person standing in the middle had his hands on the other 2. It seemed like the other 2 were supporting the middle person. Or it seemed like the middleman had drunk too much alcohol and the other 2 were taking him home. But why were their clothes so different? As soon as the 3 of them got on the bus, the old woman was very shocked. She felt uncomfortable and told the conductor that she felt something was wrong with these 3. She didn't have a good feeling about them. She thought something was wrong. After listening to the old woman, the conductor said that she could understand that too, but there was a theater nearby, and she thought these 3 people might have come from the theater. They seemed like drama artists. The old woman felt even more uncomfortable, because although the young man was quiet after hearing the conductor's words, the old woman was very alerted. If these were drama artists, then why was the conductor consoling them? They could have told us that too. And if the middle one had drunk too much, then why was his hair all over his face? All these questions were going on in the old woman's mind, like a lot of things were churning. And then the same silence fell on the bus as before, and these questions were going round and round in the old woman's mind. So the old woman couldn't avoid these thoughts. She kept looking at those 3 people with her eyes, like she kept looking at the 3 of them from the side. And guys, let me tell you, there wasn't much road left. They were very close to Fragrant Hill. The bus was about to reach, and it was already on the same route they had originally planned to travel, but they had taken a turn. So now they were back on their default route, but it was very late at night. There was no sound in the bus, it was pin-drop silence. The bus driver was starting to feel very sleepy, his eyes were closing. But then he suddenly woke up a little and saw a black cat passing by his bus. His eyes widened, and he immediately slammed on the brakes. The old woman fell on top of the young man. The young man asked if she was okay, and the old woman just grimaced and didn't say anything. She quietly went back to her seat. And guys, after a while, the old woman stood up again and started shouting that her purse was missing. She said that when the bus driver had braked the last time, the boy sitting in front of her had stolen her purse. Hearing all this, the boy was very shocked and said that he hadn't stolen the purse at all. If she wanted, she could search him. But the old woman wouldn't listen to the boy. She said she hadn't done anything, that she was completely innocent. The old woman had accused him at that time, and he was very shocked that all this was happening to him. After seeing this drama, the bus conductor and the bus driver said that maybe she shouldn't do all this here. She should get off the bus. There was a police station nearby and she could go there and sort it out. And at that time, while all this was happening, the old woman could hear the man whose hair was all over his face laughing. And at that time, the old woman and the young man got off the bus. After getting off, the young man was very scared because he felt like he was going straight to the police station. But there was no tension on the woman's face. She was very relaxed, as if a big tension had gone away from her head. The boy then asked the woman why she had done all this. "I haven't stolen anything." Then the woman said that there was no need for him to shout so much. He should thank her. To tell the truth, she had saved his life by doing all this. And without confusing the boy further, the woman told the boy a story. Then the old woman told the boy that as soon as the three people got on the bus, she had noticed one thing, that something was wrong with them. Like there was some vibe change, something negative about them. And while I was feeling this, I was constantly keeping my eyes on them, always looking at them sideways, thinking there was something here that I would find out soon. Then, when a gust of wind came and the hair of the middle person flew in the wind, I saw that he had no face. He was a faceless ghost. And if someone doesn't have a face, then it could be a paranormal entity. And when I looked at the feet of all three people, I saw that none of the three had any feet. And before we became their prey, I created this whole drama, thinking it was better for us to get out of here as soon as possible. And we shouldn't become their prey. Becoming their prey would be like inviting death. Hearing all this, the young man became very emotional. He thanked the woman and then suggested to the woman that we had saved our lives, but the bus conductor and the bus driver might be in danger. So let's go to the police and inform them as soon as possible. Maybe we can save their lives. You know that whenever there is any kind of horror or mysterious incident, the police don't pay much attention to it. They don't focus much on it, they don't pay much attention. They went and told the police all these things, but they didn't get any focus, they didn't get any attention at all. Seeing all this, the old woman and the young man left from there, thinking that maybe those two couldn't be saved, but at least we were safe. But guys, you might be thinking that this story, this horror story, would end here, right? No, the mystery, the horror, has only just begun. On November 14th, this bus had left for its destination, but it never reached its destination. As soon as the police found out about this, they remembered the old woman and the young man. So on November 15th, the police went out to look for this bus and to check the nearby CCTV cameras. They discovered something very shocking. The CCTV footage was captured only up to the station, or the place where the old woman and the young man got off the bus. The bus wasn't captured in any CCTV camera beyond that point. The bus wasn't even visible anywhere. It was so strange, literally mysterious. After searching for the bus for a whole day, they couldn't find it. But the next day they found out about the bus. And as soon as they found out about the bus, they all rushed there. While going, they found out that this bus wasn't near Fragrant Hills. The bus was found submerged in a river 100 km away from Fragrant Hills. They all rushed there and gathered, the entire police force together. When they pulled the bus out, what they found inside shocked everyone. When I heard it myself, even my hair stood on end. Inside the bus, they found 3 dead bodies: the bus driver, the conductor, and the man sitting between them who was wearing old-fashioned clothes. You know what the most shocking thing was? It had only been 2 days since they had died, but their bodies were completely decomposed, rotten. They were so decayed in just 2 days, even in water. How is that possible? How could this bus, without any stop, travel from Fragrant Hills to a river 100 kilometers away? What is the possibility of that? Then the police opened the petrol tank, and there wasn't a drop of petrol in it. But there was one thing, and that was blood. And guys, till today, no one in this world has found the answer to any of these questions. How can a 2-day-old corpse decay so much in just 2 days, even in water? And that too, completely decomposed. How is that possible? And a bus whose fuel tank is probably only filled enough to reach Fragrant Hills is found in a river 100 kilometers away from Fragrant Hills. How is that possible? The bus had dropped off the old woman and the young man at a certain place, and CCTV footage is available up to that point, but no CCTV footage is available beyond that. While there are CCTV cameras everywhere, on every road, it doesn't show that. How is that possible? And guys, the biggest question is, who were those people around who had captured that drunk man? Were they ghosts or spirits who killed that man and later killed the bus conductor and the driver as well. Till today, no one has found the answer to these questions. It's so mysterious. I found one thing very creepy, that the bus driver had chosen the same route where he was going to meet those three people. Why? Did he already know about this? Look, in my simple words, this mystery has never been proven. It has never been proven what actually happened that night, what the connection is between the old woman and the young man, and all these things. But one thing I believe is that the bus driver and the conductor had died long before. But guys, still, what the reality is, I don't know till today. And guys, I believe that even today, every night, that bus still leaves to go through fragrant hills. Even today, it might be preying on people. Even today, that bus runs on the same road in the middle of the night. So guys, before ending this video, I want to tell you one thing. Whenever you go out anywhere in the middle of the night, always keep one thing in mind. Whoever you are traveling with, always tell them one thing, to travel only on the route you know. It may happen that your cab driver or any driver is taking you on a different, deserted route. You may think you are two people, but actually you are alone. There is no driver driving on that deserted road. You are just sitting alone in the back seat. So guys, this story ends here.